my name is Dan Spitzer. I'm a professional musician for over 40 years. I'm also an above-the-knee amputee and an osseointegration patient of Dr. Robert Rozbruch.
I met Dan a bunch of years ago, and I've been helping him deal with a complicated limb trauma situation.
One day, I was driving home from a dress rehearsal in a symphony orchestra that I was in, and I had a major car accident and had a head-on collision. I was in the hospital for 2 months in intensive care. I had the works. I had a ruptured aorta. Most people usually don't even make it from that. I had a shattered femur bone, like really shattered, and it was a jigsaw puzzle for the orthopedic surgeon to put that back together. It was really rough. Once I got out of the intensive care, I was healing up, but then of course I got a terrible staph infection. And where they had to go back in there, and basically they had to take out all the hardware that was in my knee. They got rid of the patella, and basically my knee was never the same.
You know, Dan was not doing well. His quality of life was low. He had a lot of instability of his knee. His gait was terrible. He had a flexion contracture of his knee combined with extensor mechanism insufficiency that had failed previous treatment. And he had a crouched gait. He was exhausted all of the time.
I could continue how I was doing, which was I was functioning and I was getting around. I could do status quo. I could stay that way. I could get a peg leg, a fusion. Or there was the option of osseointegration. Osseointegration gives you a chance to have the full range of motion with your leg, with your knee again. And that was very appealing to me. I wanted everything. I wanted to be able to do everything.
I'm Riva, and I'm Dan's wife for almost 25 years. We first got together because of Dan's accident. I had heard about his near-fatal car crash, and I thought, I should write to him. And then we started up a correspondence. End of story, we've been married for almost 25 years. And I've witnessed him go through so many trials and tribulations as he's suffered, and it's really the end of a very long story that he now has this new lease on life.
So I'm a parent, a father of 2 twin daughters, Sarah and Natalie. They're 19 years old, first year, both in college, and they are following in their parents' footsteps. They're in the family business. They're both musicians, among other wonderful things. Natalie's a flutist. Sarah is a violist. My life with them and my family is just so much more full and better. I mean, I can do more things with them, walking and hiking and biking more and just being more active. It's much more fulfilling, so.
I watched Dan suffer greatly over the years. It was so hard for him. And he dealt with a feeling always of being less than, just not being able to keep up, not being able to do things that other normal people were able to do, him having to miss out on things. But when the idea of osseointegration came up for our family, it was something that scared our daughters a lot and certainly was concerning to us, but we did the research, and it became clear that this was his best shot at having a more enriching and normal, fun life.
I had done the research about the surgeries. I watched the videos. I was very comfortable with Dr. Rozbruch. He was just amazing, well beyond my expectations, with the most wonderful care. I'm very comfortable with Hospital for Special Surgery. They made me feel very comfortable there. They're very good.
If we go back in time a little bit, where you were right before we did this. So if you remember, you had this hinge knee replacement. because you had a lot of trauma to your knee beforehand, a lot of instability. You had problems with bone healing, you had problems with the screws coming out, and you had problems with deformity in that bone. And when I see you functioning at such a high level right now, I'm really thrilled. You know, we decided all of this bone was not healthy bone. This was all non-union bone. And so we decided to make the cut proximal to that. And so if you look at that picture and then you switch to this picture, you can see that allowed us to really get into healthy bone, which is really what's necessary for the long-term success of the osseointegration implant. This is glued in with your own biological glue. And I saw you walking. You're walking beautifully. I mean, I love the way you're walking with so much more confidence and everything like that. So that's been great.
And I can actually finally play my clarinet again standing. I hadn't been doing that for 25 years. A lot of my work is playing in an orchestra, which of course is sitting down, but when you're doing solo stuff or playing with chamber music, it's great now. I can stand, and I can stand online, and I can walk so much better and longer distance. And even my bike riding, which I love, is much better because I have a full range of motion, and it's just so much better. I had spent all the time on a cane, on crutches, a walker. I have all that equipment here to prove it for many, for a long time, many aids. So putting a rod in my femur bone didn't seem like a big deal at all.
He can do everything that he wanted to do before and couldn't. We can take long walks together. We can walk the dog together. We can go on trips and explore cities together. It's just changed everything about how he goes about his daily life. And just having that weight lifted off his shoulders just makes him a lighter, brighter person. And in fact, everyone comments, he seems so much brighter, and he seems so happy, and truly he is. It's just changed his life from the inside and the outside.
After osseointegration, my future is limitless. Professionally, I continue to make music, teach music. I feel like my family life is even more full and richer. Yeah, the future is super bright.